very welcome back to Ireland AM. Now, fermented food is the hot topic in nutrition today. But what are fermented foods? Why are they so helpful? And how can we include them in our diet?
Here to decipher if fermented foods are a fad, yeah, try say that at 9 in the morning, is nutritionist with Glenville Nutrition, Heather Leeson. Heather, good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, fermented foods, they've been around for years, but it's only in recent times have we really been getting to really properly taste them. What is fermented food?
So fermented food is where the bacteria have been added usually, and they've broken down some of the carbohydrates in the food. So there's beneficial bacteria in the food, and that's why they are so good for us. And like you said, they've been around for thousands of years in some cases, but we're really only starting to understand now how amazing they are for our health.
So is it just like the process that they're made in, that's what makes them have these qualities, these health qualities?
Bacterial fermentation. So you're talking about things like Lactobacillus bifidobacterium, and they're the beneficial bacteria that we really need for our gut.
We were saying before the break that stuff like this would have only been in a health shop and you would have kind of gone to a health shop. Whereas now every supermarket chain has them in all the aisles. Yeah. Why are they so important to our diet?
Well, you know, I'm always banging on about the microbiome. Our gut is really fundamental to health. So obviously a lot of us have IBS, microbiome, looking after your microbiome, having beneficial bacteria, important for that, inflammatory bowel disease, but much more than that in terms of our mood, our hormone health, our immune health. Our microbiome is really fundamental, and it's those bacteria that are doing the job. And the modern diet, modern lifestyle is not really gut bacteria friendly. So we need to be conscious of adding them back into our food if we can, because a high processed food diet will reduce your levels of beneficial bacteria. So will stress.
So let's say something like IBS that many people struggle with. What are some of the benefits of implementing these foods in their daily diet? Like, what are some of the benefits this can provide to them?
So having a better microbiome will help reduce symptoms of IBS. But I will say, if you have IBS, SIBO, inflammatory bowel disease, or delicate digestion, just go handy first. Because if you put in too many fermented foods too quickly, you will get a reaction. So you want to go low and slow.
Okay.
It is something that would take over time that you would start to ease in. My partner has been doing this for quite some time, the apple cider vinegar in the morning, and I took a sniff of it. It's quite strong, but there's ways to implement these into your daily life.
Yeah, the tang is the bacteria, so you kind of want that tang. If it smells really sweet,
that's it, you know it's good quality.
You need a bit of vanilla tang. You do, I'm afraid. But I mean, traditionally, we will have used it for thousands of years. In Ireland, even buttermilk is a fermented food. So you can use that in baking, although you're probably killing some of the bacteria. Also brilliant in the summer for marinade. To marinate, say, your chicken or your meat before you barbecue it. But also yogurt. I mean, that's the easiest one. Natural yogurt, like this one here. You want to see something on the packaging that says live cultures, or you want to see on the ingredient list that there are bacteria in it, because a lot of the ultra-processed yogurts, they don't have those beneficial bacteria. So you do want to have a look. If you're vegan or dairy-free, there's coconut versions, there's soya versions that also have the bacteria. But again, you need to look and check what you're getting.
So we're talking about going into this nice and slow, especially for a lot of people that can be apprehensive with foods like this.
100%.
What are some of the foods, or something you'd probably suggest that is easily available and easy to introduce into, let's say, your breakfast?
Yogurt. So a little bit of a tablespoon or two of natural yogurt with your porridge, your granola, your whatever breakfast cereal you're having. That's a really easy way to put it in. And kefir is a little bit like yogurt. You kind of use it in the same ways, but it's got a different blend of bacteria. And I mean, these are all natural products, so they're all going to be a little bit different. And mixing it up is helpful. You can get kefir now any supermarket, like you were saying. So you might replace yogurt some days with kefir and put it in a smoothie or put it in a salad dressing, or just have it with your cereal.
I suppose when it's in
breakfast.
a smoothie or salad, like you don't really realise it's there,
100%.
right? Yeah.
We've covered like the buttermilk and the yogurt there. We've got the apple cider vinegar, which is there as well. And you know, when you take the first whiff of it, it is quite, like you said, the tang is there. But there's ways to kind of introduce that into your diet. I may have took a little sniff of it during the break and nearly knocked myself over. But there is ways to introduce that to yourself as a daily thing, and it doesn't have to be, oh my God, what am I going to take?
No, not at all. I mean, quite a lot of people swear by having a little bit of vinegar in, say, warm water in the mornings. And that can be one way to do it. But I mean, an easy way is mix it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, make a salad dressing, and then you're incorporating the beneficial bacteria in a really easy way. And again, that's a lovely Irish apple cider vinegar cider, apple juice just fermented with bacteria. Some of the more industrial ones won't have the live bacteria, so you need to check that it is a proper live apple cider vinegar, and there's loads available.
Now, you mentioned if anyone struggles with IBS to make sure they introduce this slowly and lightly, but are there any other caveats when it comes to fermented foods?
There are. So kombucha, which is that lovely fermented drink. It's a fermented tea. And if you want to try that, they're both Irish products. There's a raspberry one and a lemon.
Do you want some ginger and lemon?
Yeah, I'll
Lovely.
have that.
So
My
that has
sister
a little
loves
bit,
this one.
that's a tiny bit of alcohol, especially if you're making it at home, because of course you can make these at home really easily as well. So if you're pregnant, you might not want to have kombucha. If you have, if you're immune compromised, so if you've just had chemo or if you're on immune suppressant drugs, you do need to be careful because they have live bacteria.
Okay.
Different type of shot for a Saturday
Bottoms
morning.
up.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Now, what do you think?
That's delicious.
That's lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean,
So that has a health benefit for you.
that has a health benefit.
I'd actually enjoy
much,
that.
much better than drinking soft drinks. And if you find it a little bit bitter, just dilute it with water. It's a lovely, refreshing drink.
It's got a bit of fizz to it. as well,
Exactly,
yeah.
that's the fermentation.
Yeah.
Or, miso paste sauerkraut is the other one that's really commonly available. Sauerkraut and kimchi. Throw them into a salad, throw them into your sandwich, have them on crackers and cheese if anyone's brave enough.
So these, do you want to,
I don't know about the sauerkraut, but I trust you on that one. I trust you on that.
I'll do the sauerkraut.
Okay,
Right,
go, you
so
go
that's
with
the
it.
sauerkraut.
Now, I'm a pickle fan, so when people go to drive-thrus and they leave like pickles and stuff in their burgers, I always take them.
Pickles are different because pickles are just stored in vinegar, which is a
Okay.
fermentation, or which is a storage process. It stops
God,
bacteria.
I'm really
but it's
stocking it on there, I don't know
You are,
why.
you're a brave man.
Oh, you're
so
taking
I
go
would
for it.
normally have that, not like he's just had it, but I would have it with a bit of cheese. Those bitter foods are really nice with a bit of oiliness. So cheese
Okay.
or, say, smoked salmon with a salad, a little bit of smoked mackerel, they're really good. What do you think?
That would be lovely with salmon. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
really good.
Because I have a friend that would make like noodles, salmon, and always had a little spoon of kimchi on the side. And I always wondered why, but it's obviously very common in like Asian food dishes. But in general, people are seeing these ideas off social media and building new recipes around them to be healthier,
Exactly, and it's a little bit. So like half a tablespoon would be more than enough,
Yeah.
even less, a teaspoon to start with.
Yeah.
Quite quickly, these are all the stuff that we can put into our food, but there is the probiotics, which you can just take daily to kind of get yourself through the day.
And food is always start with food. But for example, if you've been on an antibiotic or you're a little bit run down, taking a probiotic supplement can be really helpful. It's a minefield. There's loads out there.
So be careful what you're taking.
Be careful because different ones suit different people. I mean, in clinic we will check what people need, but for most people, talk to your health food store. There's some really good brands out there.
Heather,
Heather,
it's
Leeson, thank
always
you
a
so
pleasure.
much.
Yeah, thank
A
you.
learning day, a learning day.
Well, up next, new season styles with a 1970s twist. See you in just a few minutes.